When I make these videos, I'm usually trying to relay something that I think is true, or something that I know, or I think I know, that you might find useful. Today's video is a bit different because I'm venturing into the great unknown, and let's talk about something I'm not quite sure about. What I'm talking about is we've got a new employee who's very good, but I have to decide how many lessons she needs to work, and how to train her, if indeed she wants to be trained, and how to best use her in the business. I don't really know what I'm doing here because I've never hired somebody, and I've never been their boss, their supreme boss. Back in the day when I was a young man, the highest, I was a middle manager type. I was an assistant chief sub-editor, which was actually means third in the department. So I never really had much authority, and I was only there for about a year before I quit. I didn't enjoy it. I stopped doing the job that I enjoyed, and was middle management, which was not very well paid, not much respect, not much power. Anyway, so that's my only experience of doing that, and I didn't really design any training programs and so on. So I'm sort of talking this through with myself, or with you, to try and get forward, get to a position where I know what the hell I'm doing. So we've been using this girl very well to help us with preparing for speech day, which has been hanging over us for the last month, and she's been very helpful doing one-to-one training with the kids, and just as an extra hand. I didn't need to train her to do much. She pretty much got it. Now, so from now on, sorry, it's a bit windy, I'm trying to shut up while the wind blows over the microphone. Okay, come on, that's enough. So now, the thing about having an employee is it costs money. And on the one hand, I'm tempted to say, well, I don't need her for certain lessons, so we can cut back there. You know, like I could have her just for like 7, I could cut way back to just 7 lessons a week. At the moment she's on like 14 lessons a week, which is quite expensive, but it was worth it for the speech day. But now could cut back to 7 lessons a week, but that would severely affect her salary, of course. I mean, she's a non-contract worker, and she's a student too, so this isn't her main gig. So, fair enough. She knows the deal. But at the same time, I could keep her on for some of the lessons that I don't, strictly speaking, need an extra person. Like, I've got some small classes with like 4 kids, some classes with 2 kids. Don't really need to have 2 teachers in there. Although, it is helpful, it can be helpful having another person to bounce ideas off. It's quite a luxury, really. But I was thinking, well, okay, how can I best use her in this way? I'm a member of a marketing group, and one of the things they talk about when is it time to hire somebody, one of the things is like, how can this person generate more money for your business? And ultimately, you want to get somebody who will potentially replace yourself, or replace some function that you do, so that you can... Recording on here, it thinks I'm riding a bicycle right now. I'm not riding a bicycle, I'm just talking nonsense to you guys while I sit down, cool in this weather. 34, I think it is.
Pausing.
Thank you, pausing, okay. I must have moved the iPhone too quickly or something. Anyway, so maybe, of course I can't get, she's talented and able, but Japanese citizen, Japanese person with very good English. She has certain strengths that I don't have in Japanese, and knowing the students culturally better than I ever will. However, of course, she's not a native speaker, so there's that. So I'm not sure that she would ever, or nor would I want her to completely replace everything I do. But she could do a lot of things. She could, certainly I've already got her playing lots of the games with the kids, the language learning games. So I'm thinking about how I can train her up to do other things, which would then free me up to do more valuable things. But I'm not sure exactly sure what. So it's interesting having an employee. I've got to figure out how I can train her, how I can use her best, and then how that extra capacity, how I can use that for my benefit and for the business's benefit. So I'm kind of training myself as well as training her, training how to use my extra time. So yeah, I'm thinking I need to teach her how to teach phonics. That's a good skill to have. And general lessons of how to run a lesson, like how to go through, how to do a reading, how to do a role play. These are not particularly, well, it's not rocket science, but I guess it is a skill, and I can show her to do that. So then she's then able to do that, which then leaves me free in that lesson, where I could be, I become more like the assistant, and she's the main person for that particular lesson. So what could I add? I add the knowledge and the cultural something to that lesson. Meanwhile, I can be working on writing another textbook or something at the same time, maybe. Therefore, generating more money for the business. Yeah, as I say that sounds a bit hokey. I should be spending my valuable time with the kids, but you know, if she's able to do the things that need to be done that I don't particularly need to be there for, then yeah, I don't know. We'll see. But I need to work out what it is, what the hell I'm doing, and I need to work out a training system or a training program for her, and get her on board and tell her what's going on. I'm not completely sure what is going on, and you're the first to hear this. Wait a second, I've talked with my wife about this, the shacho. So, interesting times. Yeah, so unlike my usual videos where I'm telling you what to do and do this and do that, I'm sort of in a bit of a quandary about what to do. I've got some ideas.
Resuming.
Oh, be quiet. That's resuming. Yeah, we'll see. If you have any thoughts...
Pausing.
Okay, thank you. If you have any thoughts, I'd be happy to entertain them. Send me a link, send me a message or whatever. Ooh. Right, I'm going to have my lemon water drink and get back on the road, and see you next time. Have a good one.